Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney comes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks himself, they both pass, just hard to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 8 Race 2 from Oulton Park International. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. We are at Oulton Park International for Race 2 here of Round 8 of our Championship. So let's take you through the grid for Race 2 then. So here we go onto our drone camera, turn it round. And here we go, so it is Darren on pole position in the BMW, and then it is Neil alongside in the Renault in second, then it's Bert third in the Mercedes, Cy Racing in fourth in the BMW, then we've got Bidster fifth in the Renault, Twerdy in sixth in the Renault, and then it is Pash in seventh in the Megane, and then TY eighth. Blake in 9th, his teammates behind him there, Stevie in 10th, it is Intrepid in 11th. We've got Fidel in 12th, Nifty is in 13th with Bradders at the back in 14th. He makes this race in 14th. So let's get on with the race then. So here we go, ready for the start here at Oulton Park for race 2. Ready for the light to go out, here we go, and we're away. Intrepid very slow at the back, and Cy Racing gets a fantastic start in the BM, comes alongside everyone and challenges for the lead as well. Challenges Darren for the lead, Darren around the outside of him. And out the corner we're alright, Cy Racing goes to the right, Neil Farmack comes through, and then down to the, oh he's off on the track, and Neil goes off as well, he's going to rejoin, he hits the cars, spins in front of the pack, causes a massive sort of repercussion, and then Stevie's spun now, he's been hit by several people, he's in the air, oh my word, it's all kicked off in race 2 here. Stevie makes a quick recovery and rejoins, Bradders is going the wrong way, and everyone else down towards Island Bend there, so it is it's actually Darren in the lead, followed by Bidster now. So the Pash is third, Twerdy in fourth. We've got Nifty up to fifth. He's avoided all that carnage and gone straight up to where he needs to be. Fidel is there in sixth with just a bit of argy-bargy there with Blake as well. Then further up we've got, Blake's having to return places here. I think he's had a slowdown, but he's slowed down. Intrepid's through there. TY in 9th with Neil 10th now, looking to get more places up the field. So all happening in that first lap. Bidster now challenging Darren for the lead of the race. Bidster and Darren together for the lead. Up the hill we go. Bidster behind Darren, challenging him for the lead of the race. As further back, Nifty there in 6th place. Everyone else further back, TY and Neil as well. Further back down the order here in 9th and 10th. So it's all kicked off at the start of this race. Incredible scenes on those first few corners. Everyone tried to get away, but it looks like Cy Racing had a bit of an error and then ended up causing a bit of a bigger incident, but not under his own fault. I don't think. He just made a little mistake and the repercussions were quite big. But Bidster then looks at the inside of Darren. Cars on the inside, Darren gives him racing room around the outside and across the line side by side together. Bidster looking for the inside into Old Hall. He's slightly behind the car, but he's going to have to go on the, he goes on the brakes and gets Darren. Fantastic move there from Bids, takes the lead of the race, and Darren now under pressure from Pash and Twerdy who are closing up fast behind him. There's Nifty in 6th with everyone else chasing him down. Intrepid with TY and Neil very close together as well in the two Meganes as we go down towards Cascades. Down towards Cascades we go. And into the corners where the carnage was on the first lap, but luckily everyone else this time round nice and cleanly. I say nice and cleanly, I just saw a car go off. I think that was Bert going wide, so we're all good. But Blakeney and Cy Racing quite close together as well. So Blakeney having a mare in this race, up and down, up over the curbs, not good for him there. Meanwhile, Pash has passed Darren. Darren goes back down the order, so not quite got the pace of the front runners here, but he's still keeping hold of third at the minute. But I sense on the pace wise it's only a matter of time until Twerdy gets through, but we'll see if Darren can hold his own in the BM. Meanwhile, Pash is challenging Bidster for the lead then. Pash, the man with the pace in this race, he's closing up, and meanwhile Intrepid has got TY and Neil still all over the back of him here in the Mercedes. Mercedes of Intrepid up over the curbs. TY and Neil in the Megans right behind him as we go out of the Knickerbrook chicane, up the hill towards Druids. And climbing up the hill, all in each other's draft up there. We've got Cy Racing and Blake close together as well. BMW versus Megane. Oh, very dinted looking BMW. Rather shortened one. Stevie there in 13th trying to get back in this. Brad is at the back. Meanwhile, Bidster and Pash still close together, but Bidster edging out a little gap now on Pash, just trying to do what he can to get a bit of an advantage. Twirdy's now in 3rd, Darren is now down to 4th place, so we've had that swap as well. So we'll have plenty of replays at the halfway stage, but we're nowhere near that yet. We're only on lap 3 out of 9, so at the end of the 4th lap we'll probably get those replays in for you when we can. As further back we've got Intrepid with... No, Neil right behind him. Intrepid makes a mistake. Neil makes a mistake as well. He's lost control of the car. Massive tank stabber for Neil. Luckily front wheel drive absolutely plants the throttle and recovers the car, but yeah, because with front wheel drive you plant the throttle, the front wheel spin, it pulls the car straight, whereas rear wheel drive you've got to sort of dance on the power a bit and try and do what you can. But TY and Intrepid now side by side down towards Island Bend. TY on the inside in the Megane, Intrepid on the outside in the Mercedes into Island Bend. TY just holds onto the line, but Intrepid trying to keep on, trying to go around the outside of him. TY ragged, not expecting Intrepid to stay there, but Intrepid keeping hold of the inside, and he's pushed him off the track. Intrepid pushes TY off the track there, I think, so bit rough there by Intrepid, but we'll see what happens later on in the replays and see if there's any action taken. But TY and Neil again close together now, so Intrepid making them go together again, saying giving Neil another chance. Further in front we've got Twerdy in 4th, he's got Fidel closing him down with Nifty as well. Nifty's doing very well in this race for his only his 2nd race with LPB Racing, and he's doing very well here. He's in 6th place, he's closing upon the cars in front, doing a good job. Meanwhile, in the lead of the race, the top guys, Bidster and Pash. I'm so used to seeing Blake in the Renault, but yeah, Bidster is ahead of Pash. Lap times last time round, within thousandths of a second of each other. Across the line this time, and it's a similar story, but it's still only a 10th difference. 40.9 for Bids, 41.0 for Pash, so very close in the lap times there. That'll be worth watching till the end of the race. As Fidel slows down for a slowdown penalty, and Nifty goes through into 5th, so Nifty gets 5th place then. So Nifty Dark Ninja moves up into 5th place, and now he's going to... he runs wide himself, giving him room as Fidel goes off the track. Slight off there, but he's okay, I think. Fidel recovers, just both drivers trying to give each other as much racing room as possible. And now Nifty's on the inside, don't quite know what he's doing there, but he moves back across now, so he's all good. Probably just checking with Fidel whether he was alright to continue. There's Intrepid now, and Intrepid and Neil alongside each other. TY's gone back to 10, so TY's had an off somewhere. Intrepid in 7th, trying to keep Neil Farmack back, but TY is, he's had a 2-minute one last time round, so not a good situation there for TY. There's a bit of front damage on the car, so bit of front damage. We'll see what happens there in the replays later on, but which we'll get at the end of this lap. Meanwhile, Neil and Intrepid. Neil's gone a bit further back down than Intrepid now. Intrepid's actually gone back down. He's hit the wall. Intrepid's gone off and Neil's gone past him, so Intrepid goes off. Now he's going to get going before Blake gets there, but Intrepid makes a mistake as well. That'll be in the replays that are going to be on screen shortly. As Blake comes down the hill, he's going to be able to... No, he's not going to be able to close up enough. Intrepid is going to go and stay in 8th place for now. Meanwhile, Pash and Bidster. Pash is right behind Bidster now, so the gap's closed down. Bidster's lost time here as we go over the line. We'll just get the lap times in, then we'll go to the replays. 141.3 and a 140.9 for Pash. So yes, Pash about half a second faster that last time round. So we'll just get those replays of the first half action in for you now. Here's the replays from the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then, on board with Bidster. Let's try and piece together this second corner incident. So we're into turn 1, Darren and Cy alongside each other, very close on the way out, and then Cy goes to the right hand side. Neil goes through there and Cy's on the grass, comes across, then just starts the chain reaction, comes across, hits the car, and then he's spun in the middle of the pack. Pash and Twirdy go off, and then Bert's off as well, and Stevie ends up spinning in front of the pack, which then causes mayhem behind. Brad spins, Intrepid gets involved, so does Bert's on the grass anyway, so it all happens in a blink of an eye, and we'll get some other angles on that for you now. Okay, here's the second view of that incident then from on board with Stevie, so let's have a look as we go down towards the corner. So see Cy Racing and Neil makes contact, off we go. Neil exits stage left, Cy spins, and then you see Twitty move out of the way there, and hits in, and then Stevie actually makes his own mistake on the grass, which then causes that extra sort of pile up of cars, and ends up going in the air, spinning himself back around. There's Bradders going the wrong way, there's Neil Farmack rejoining, and then we go back down to 12th place. Okay, let's have a look at that now from the outside. So we're going to focus on Stevie's car here. So we're going around the corner here, and nicely through, and then there's Nifty at the back in 12th. If we go through there, it starts to happen ahead, bang bang, cars everywhere, and then everyone tries to avoid each other. Stevie manages to get through, but then look, catches the grass, round he goes, gets hit by TY, and then Fidel goes underneath him, hits him off the track again, and everyone else continues as they were there. And here's a quick replay of Nifty making his way through all this carnage. So he goes all the way up to the other ways as he just skips to the inside. Luckily, he's man of a life, goes straight through the middle of the lot of them, and then ends up putting himself into 6th place. Amazing. And just after that, probably the most ballsiest move of the race is Nifty going round the outside of Island Hairpin on Blake. Fidel tries to keep up with him as well, but Nifty right around the outside of Blake, round the island bend, and it opens the door for Fidel to go through as well. Now here's a look at that on board with Fidel. So Nifty goes round the outside of Blake, so Nifty goes through there, Fidel closes up on us. Now let's see if there's contact between us and Blake here. Blake goes wide and Fidel's just nicely on the inside. Yep, nice move there from Fidel. Okay, here's a replay of how Patch got past Darren then on lap 2, so going into Island Bend. Patch gets a really good run round the corner, and then into the braking zone. Darren just gets caught out, and Patch is straight in there. Darren goes wide, leaves the door open, and Patch is in there and takes 2nd place. And now here's a replay of how Darren lost his 3rd place to Twerdy. As we go into Druid's watch here, as he goes into the corners, goes too deep, too wide, hits the grass. Did well not to spin the car there, actually. Good recovery from Darren, but then Twerdy is left a massive gap and goes through into 3rd. Okay, here's the replay on board with TY, and then going down towards Island Bend with Intrepid on his right on lap 3. So we go into the corner, we get a bit loose, and we get a bit loose, really loose, and Intrepid keeps his foot in it around the outside. Incredible stuff from Intrepid. And into the corner we go, and TY's running wide. Intrepid, actually, it's hard to really gauge that really, because obviously Intrepid did have the inside line and he had every right to go up to the top of the track, but again TY was there, but TY was a bit further back, so that'll probably take further analysis. Okay, here's another look on board with TY then, so we can see obviously Intrepid on his right in the moment, so we have a massive moment here. Now let's watch, now let's slow this down. So into the corner we go, there's Intrepid on the inside. We're running wide as it is anyway, so we're running very wide. And Intrepid runs wide as well towards the outside, and sort of TY sort of runs out of room really, but Intrepid was in front, so that should be okay. Into TY then coming up the hill, so he goes alongside and then just, for some reason, just leaves him, well, just runs out of room and hits the bridge and spins himself round. Now he's facing the wrong way, so waiting for other cars to come through. So a very strange incident there from TY. We'll get a different angle on that as well. Here's another angle of that quickly from on board with Neil Farmack. So we see he just runs right, just runs wide, just doesn't lots of concentration and just goes straight round. And now he's in the middle of the circuit. He's going to wait for the cars to come up, looks for a gap, quickly gets across the other side of the track, and then rejoins. But very strange from TY there. There's a replay of what happened between Intrepid and Neil then. So on lap 4, going around Cascades, Neil gets all over the curb, two wheels, goes wide, drifts around the corner, gathers it up, and Intrepid goes through on the inside. Now if we go back on board with Neil, just going to slightly fast forward here, guys. Right, so just going to fast forward. Don't worry, the cars don't usually travel at this speed. But I watch Intrepid's car here. All of a sudden his controller disconnects or something. He just goes straight on. He's going straight on towards the wall. Straight into the wall he goes, round he goes, and then eventually gets going. But very strange there from Intrepid. And now back to the racing action. And as we come back from that, we come back to Darren and Twerdy side by side. Darren on the inside, Twerdy round the outside in the began. Brilliant move by Twerdy, using the front wheel drive advantage round the corners to sort of find the grip on the outside. It's easier to take the risk in the front wheel drive car, and Twerdy goes through into third. Darren down to fourth, but he did fight hard for that, so we will try and catch Twerdy up and see what he can do. But he's the best BMW driver so far in this race, and it's good to see. There's Nifty in 6th place with Neil Farmack closing him down in 7th, so trying to gain up behind Nifty now. Fidel is ahead in 5th place now as well, so good little race for them in this one as well. Intrepid and Blake, 0.5 of a second between each other, and now they've got TY coming on the back of him as well. So TY, Blake's teammate, finally trying to approach him. Blake is in front of Intrepid now, so Intrepid down to 9th place. Into the shell hairpin. And around the shell hairpin we go, or Dunlop hairpin, whichever way you want to call it. So Intrepid goes through there. So now we've got Neil and Nifty going through past each other. Neil goes past Nifty there. Nifty must have had a bad run out the last chicane and doesn't fight too hard. And Neil goes ahead. Oh, Darren spun ahead. Darren spun is in the middle of the track. Oh, what a stupid place to rejoin. Darren rejoins and Neil hits him. Nifty goes through. Fidel tries to take advantage as well. He's side by side. But Darren, oh, what? I mean, we know we came to that a bit late, but that looked like to me he just rejoined at the wrong time, at a complete wrong time, and ends up causing an incident that could have been a lot worse. But luckily everyone kept going. But Neil Farmack, again, the victim in another incident, seems to have a massive target on his back, Neil, in LPB racing as Nifty, oh, just about judges that gap to perfection and slices in front of Neil Farmack saying, no, you do not, Sunshine. But now Neil's saying, aha, yes I do, because I'm going to try and come alongside you. Nifty defends the inside line though. Nifty defends the inside, showing he's a true racer here in LPB racing. Defends the inside. Neil Farmack left with nowhere to go but to do the cutback. But now he's going to be on the wrong side for Cascades, but he's on the right side for the little kink. Can he get through in time? Nifty gives him space and he does. Neil gets through into 4th place but goes wide. Nifty tries to get back up the inside but no can do. Fidel holds his ground in 6th place. And Darren there in 7th. We'll get a replay on what happened to them later on at the end of the race. But yeah, Darren not the safest rejoin there, I don't think, but we'll have to judge that later on as we look at the replays. As Intrepid goes off the track and starts low mowing in the Mercedes. Didn't know Mercedes made a low mower, but apparently they do. It's a touring car as we go through Island Bend. As Intrepid hits the grass. Oh, he spun! Hits the grass and spun. Fatal mistake. And he's now into the wall. Now he's got to be careful. He's got a bit of a big gap. He needs to recover now if he's going to recover, but he's trying to find reverse. There he is, and now there's Stevie there. Stevie's coming up to the corner, so he should get going in time. But Intrepid there, just catching the rear wheels on the grass, as we saw a lot of people do in race 1. As, oh, Nifty hits the curb, 2 wheels showing off, and Fidel closes right up behind him now, so you don't want to do that too often. It might look good, but it's not fast. So we've got to be careful doing that. So let's have a look back to the leaders then. Bidster's pulled out a 2.5 second lead on Pash now, so let's have a look at the lap times. 41 dead for Bidster. 42.1 for Pash, so a little mistake on that last lap has just put Pash back about a second or so. So not helped him out at all, but we'll see if he can gain that back as the race goes on. But it's Bidster from Pash, Twerdy in 3rd, just coming across the line now, 15 seconds back from the leaders, and 23 seconds back from the leaders is Neil Farmack in 4th place, finally on his own, finally got clear of any traffic around him, and now he can focus on trying to close up on the others. And Nifty now, he's got Fidel alongside him into 5th place. Or trying to hold on to 5th place, but now he gets through. So Fidel is now 5th, Nifty now in 6th place. Good little battle on track between these two. Blake is back in 7th. He's ahead of Darren, who's got TY behind him for company now. So TY trying to come and pass the BMW. It's a front wheel drive fest at the minute. The rear wheel drive car struggling around at the back a little bit more here. So as we go down the straight, it's Darren and TY into the Island Bend. Don't run wide here because it could be a fatal mistake as Darren does there, but luckily gets away with it. Oh, so close to disaster there. Intrepid is in 10th place. He's now got Stevie for company. Stevie's got lights ablaze, trying to catch up to the Mercedes in front of him after being caught out in those first corner melees on the first lap. We've got Bert right here with Bradders further back down the field, and we've got Cy Racing at the back, still trying to get used to that BMW, but not having enough time to get used to the car properly to make good effect of it. Meanwhile, Pash has pulled the gap into Bidster by about another half second, so we'll go across the line there. You can see the gap changing there. Bidster last time round now 42.1 and Pash 41.3. So yes, Bidster a little error that time round. So both drivers still pushing each other hard, both pushing that hard that they're making little errors here and there, but luckily not making too many big ones that cause a massive incident or something, but which is good. Intrepid is still ahead of Stevie, even though Stevie's 1.3 back now. A little mistake from Stevie there, possibly. It was Darren in 7th place, keeping back TY, and Fidel has... Oh, Fidel's gone back down to 9th as well. Fidel's had a bad accident. He was battling with Nifty for 5th, but he's gone back down to 9th place now, so Fidel makes a mistake. 155 last time round, yep, so no wonder he's gone back there. and Fidel makes a mistake, and we'll get that in the replays at the end as well. So Fidel makes an error and goes back down to 9th. Meanwhile, Intrepid and Stevie still trying to catch up to Intrepid here. Stevie not quite enjoying the BMW as much as the other cars at the moment, but we'll see how the other races go on, because we've got these 2 races 3 and 4 at China next, which is still part of this same round. So hopefully we'll be able to see the BMW shine a bit more there maybe. We'll see how that affects the car. I mean, in real life, the BMW should be quite a good car around here, but obviously on Project Cars 2, it's a different story, as Intrepid runs a bit wide there. No major issue though. Further up, we've got Bert and Bradders, 3/10 apart. Bradders now ahead of Bert into 12th place, and Bert now into back in 13th, so together on track. And Intrepid in 10th place, still trying to keep back Stevie as we go all across the line with the leaders onto the last lap of the race. Then Bidster 1:40.4, pulling out the big guns on the last few laps. Then Bidster finding his pace finally and pulling away Pash last time on a 42.6. So Bidster's found something, and Pash still making little errors now and again, just taking that extra few tenths off his lap time, which isn't helping him close up to Bidster, and it's letting him get away. But Bidster looks like he's found some pace anyway. So looks like we're set for a Bidster win, followed by Pash second, but we'll see how we go. You never know. Bidster could make a big mistake. Pash could make a big mistake and end up going further down the order. You never know. It's not over until the checkered flag flies. As we go across the line, there's Nifty, Dark Ninja and Blakeney. Blakeney closing up now on them both, as Blakeney does a 43, Nifty does a 44. And oh, we've got an accident in the background. Intrepid's gone round. Must have hit the curb or hit the grass out of Druids. That would be the only answer really. So we'll get a little replay on that again at the end of the race as well. So Intrepid not having a good few races here. So not going his way in this round 8 of the championship. There's Darren followed by Fidel. They're still quite close together on track. Nifty trying to keep Blakeney back. He's trying to find some pace in this last lap, because Blake's on the move here. They come up to lap Cy Racing. So Cy Racing there being lapped by Nifty, and lets him go through, and he lets Blake through as well. Good awareness there by Cy Racing. But meanwhile, down towards Lodge, on the last lap of the race goes Bidster. Pash was right behind him for most of the race. He's finally found his pace on the last few laps and gets a good run out of Lodge, and across the line we go. Bidster wins race 2 here at Oulton Park. Well done to Bidster, good win for him. And across the line he goes, 1:40.2 on the last lap as well, probably more than likely the fastest lap of the race. Pash is a 41.7 on the last lap to take second place. Well done to Pash, second place for him. Twirly is going to be in third unless Neil Farmack can do something about him, because he's 2 seconds a lap faster than him at the moment, but looks like Twirly's got plenty enough of a gap there, and he will take the last podium slot. Twirly finishes in third place. Well done for Twirly. And it's Neil Farmack in 4th place there, so well done to Neil Farmack in 4th. And now it's going to be a finish to the line. It's going to be Blake in 5th. He's passed Nifty on the last lap. Blake gets 5th. Nifty finishes in 6th, so Blake gets past him again. We'll get that in the replays as well at the end as well. So, yeah, Blake 5th, Nifty 6th. Darren in 7th, followed by Fidel in 8th place. TY is going to be a disappointed 9th place for him, and is followed by Stevie in 10th. Stevie's going to be 10th as Cy Racing gets lapped there further back. Bradders is going to be in 11th. He's just watching him come round to the last corner. Intrepid and Bert are still quite close together though, so little race still going on back here as Bradders then goes through Intrepid and Bert go through. So Bradders then will finish 11th. 12th will be Intrepid, and Bert will round off the 13 as Cy Racing does finish 14th, but he got lapped. So we'll just get the second half of the race replays in for you first. Here's the replays from the second half of the race. Okay, here's a replay what happened to Darren then. So going into the chicane, we're on board with him. Watch here, he goes into the right-hander and hits the barrier on the inside, and then watch here, look, he's got plenty of time just to stay where he is, and there's a big gap for the others to come through, but no, he decides to put his foot down and try and get to the other side of the track, but Neil comes round and hits him because he can't react in time, and then Nifty's very lucky to get away without being took out as well, and so's Fidel as well, but Darren there should have really obviously he hit himself at the round, but then he should have stayed where he were and then safely rejoined, but yeah, that was a bit silly from Darren, and that could incur a penalty. And now here's a look on board with Neil Farmack at that incident then. So see Darren spun there, he can wait there, he knows they're coming around, but then he just moves at the last minute. Neil's got nowhere to go and hits him round, and then they carry on up the hill, but Neil did lose the place to Nifty there, so not good for Neil. Okay, here's a replay of something that happened to Fidel then on lap 7, so he's in 6th place behind Nifty, into the chicane, hits the curb there, hits the wall on the inside, and he's in the middle of the track. He's trying to get his seat, he recovers himself off the track first, so he's out of the way of everyone else, then smartly recovers on the curb, but then by that time he's already been passed by Darren, and then he gets passed by TY on momentum, so unlucky there for Fidel, back down to 9th place. Okay, here's a replay of something we missed earlier then on lap 8, coming up towards Druids. TY does this, into the corner, just at the rear end overtakes the front, just too fast into the corner, loses control, and then hits the wall. So you've got to try and get the car turned around now, and luckily he's got a big gap, and then he rejoins, but he's now back in 9th place. Okay, here's a replay on the last lap then of how Nifty lost his 5th place into the chicane, just too fast into the corner, and then on the grass, he loses momentum, and Blakeney then goes straight through into 5th place as Nifty has to sort of just fold in behind him, and then Blake holds on for the 5th place. And as we come back from that, we will now take you to the results. Okay, here's the results after race 2 then. So Bidster takes victory, good win there for Bidster. Pash takes 2nd place as well. Well done to Pash, good battle between them. Tweddy in 3rd with Neil Farmack in 4th. Blakeney is in 5th with Nifty Dart Ninja behind him in 6th place. Good finish for him. Darren is in 7th. Then we've got Fidel in 8th place. He does carry a 5-second penalty, but doesn't really hinder him. So over the page, TY in 9th place. Then it is Stevie in 10th. Bradders is 11th. Bert moves up to 12th because Intrepid gets a 6-second penalty, which puts him down to 13th place for track limits. And Cy Racing in 14th place. So as we come back from the results then, there is your winner, Bidster in the blue Renault Megane there. Well done to Bidster, he wins race 2 and Pash kept him honest most of the way. Just Bidster had the pace in the last few laps. So well done to Bids, and we will see you guys next time for race 3 here of round 8 of the LPB Wtcr Championship, which will be at Zunhai International Circuit in China. So we'll see you for that one, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below. And next time is going to be round 8, race 3 from the Zunhai International Circuit in China.